his uncle pushed him and then just dropped him, bro. And I mean, he starched him. And so when he got up, he's like, I can't believe you're going to hit your own family for somebody you don't even know. And he caused such a tremendous mess that they told me, bro, you need to leave. And so on his way out, he goes by the promoter's wife, Ike Stafford's wife, and he called her a bitch. And I'm Hall of Fame photographer Don McGuire, and I'm chatting with Stacks. Make sure you check them out.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Dom McGuire.
Well, it's just a lot of people love them because they are that way, but it's like it's disrespectful to me. But I'm not going to hate on somebody for their game either. You know, think
Okay.
about Nate's fought recently, but think about when was the last time Nick fought? You know, and it's like really, if you look at their combined fights, they really haven't fought very much in the UFC. They haven't been relevant, fight wise for a long time. But what keeps them going is
I think it's a lot
they
of
don't.
the antics. The antics.
Well, look at Mayhem Miller, bro. I mean, you're talking about the dude that was only known for beating Sakuraba.
Shit. Yo, I'm on an interview, bro.
All right, peace.
I'm on an interview. Hall of Famer, bro. Hit you back.
Yeah, tell him I don't fucking appreciate that.
I know. What the fuck? My bad. I grabbed the phone and hit the button by accident. I tried to shut off the volume.
Yeah, well, you're gonna cut it anyway.
Yeah, I'll get it smooth. So have you ever had a situation where you're at a fight and maybe someone gets aggressive towards you?
But the only time I've ever had that was it wasn't even at a big event. It was actually about 3 miles from where I sit right now. Uh, it was Tommy the Duke Morrison's son. He he was in a fight and he had lost. And for some reason, he wanted to take his aggressions out on me. So he jumped out of the ring and was trying to hit me because I'm photographing it. And this is for a gentleman named by the name of Ike Stafford. And he tries to hit me. And Tommy the Duke Morrison's brother comes over and just flattens him out, bro. Because dude was trying to come, he was actually trying to hit me. And his uncle
gloves
just,
on and shit.
yeah, oh, bro, yeah, everything. And his uncle pushed him and then just dropped him, bro. And I mean, starched him. And so when he got up, he's like, I can't believe you're going to hit your own family for somebody you don't even know. And he caused such a tremendous mess that they told me, bro, you need to leave. And so on his way out, he goes by the promoter's wife, Ike Stafford's wife, and he called her a bitch. And that's not a cool thing to do in a Muay Thai gym. And because this is a little smoker that he was doing, I was just shooting it because Ike's my boy. And next thing I know, about everybody in that damn place was going after Tommy the Duke Morrison's son, and it wasn't a good thing. By the time he got his car out of the parking lot, they were chucking rocks at him, trying to get at him, wanting to beat his ass. And it was just disgusting. It was an embarrassment for Tommy the Duke Morrison, Trey Lippy, and all the Morrison family. It was, but those things happen, homie.
It's like, but these fights, these people got to hold their composure because the fight is what it stops all that nonsense from going down. You know what I mean? You go in the ring, you handle your business, you keep it in the ring. Some people just can't control themselves. I know quite a bit of them, in the mob genre. They just can't. They have to talk. They have to, show their toughness or whatever. It's a lot of them, man. So
It just is of showing ignorance. Okay, I manage a lot of fighters. I used to be, one of the directors in charge of Jackson Wing. So I had, ran the fighters worldwide, ran agent development. But now I manage my own fighters and I don't watch TV, and it's like, it's constantly business for me. See, when you get to where like I'm at in the sport, a lot of it is phone calls. A lot of it is, when you're at the top executive levels are big parts of the top of companies, and you're trying to correlate creating, organizations and bringing people together. It really is constantly business back and forth all day long. You learn to do phone calls on one phone on speaker while you're texting and getting files, or signing contracts on another. You really got to be a multitasker. I really don't have time. Like I said, I don't watch TV unless it's a fight, and it's got to be one of my homies that's fighting, because otherwise it's just, I don't watch it. Man, I've been to more fights than you've been alive. So it's like
I'm 44. I'm 44.
bro, you're only 7 years older than my son.
Yeah. Well, you started what? I was 4 years old, right? When you when you started doing fucking I was 4, bro.
It's kind of crazy, and it's like, I will drop something on this show that nobody else knows. Uh, December 12th of this year, um, everything except with the exception of my radio show, I will be retiring from. So essentially, I'm going to be retiring from the sport. Uh, in all essences, the only thing I'm going to keep is my radio show. And me, I just do a show when I feel like it. I do a show when I want to. Bro, it's crazy. I didn't even know that my damn name was inside this damn thing until today. I went to, because one of my homies, we went to his restaurant for lunch, and because he said he wanted to see one of them. Well, this is my newest one, so I took it up there, and he asked could he put it on, bro. And then he noticed that my name was inscribed in there. I didn't even know that. That's how much attention I've actually really even, paid attention to it. Like I said, that I probably maybe wear this thing to functions, or maybe out to dinner a couple of times, but this isn't. This means everything in the world to me, but this isn't why I'm here. This is just an extra, like a cherry on top. Because what these fighters give me, what the sport gives me, I mean, I'm sure you've listened to my shows. You've heard legends call me a legend when I try to disagree with them that I'm not. I don't see myself as a legend. I don't see myself truly as a Hall of Famer, even though I am. I mean, I just see myself as Don, a man who really cares more about other individuals than I do myself. Like before we had the technical difficulty, bro, there's really I will say one thing. There's, my favorite thing is getting people with people like John Frank, Joe Daddy Stevenson, Ron Geyer from Scrap Soldier, and others to help create opportunities for the future for kids that don't have the ability to pay for training, that don't, we as individuals, we all come together and we help put the puzzle pieces in the right place so an organization can be formed, so they can get grants and things like this, so we can move forward and help push the sport that much deeper and give these little kids that don't have the opportunity to do what they want to do, we give it to them. And it's something we all feel that God's put into our heart. I'm nothing without Stacks. I'm nothing without the fans at the fight. I'm nothing without the fighters. Truly, it's like my whole shtick is kind of boring, bro, because I'm here just to give others opportunities. Because that man gave me that opportunity when I was 16 years old on that porch stoop. And I just find it in me to give back. It's what really makes my head click, bro. It's, I could sit back and talk about all the legends that I talk to or world champions that I talk to every day, but that don't mean shit. But knowing that I'm putting a little kid or a young teenager or a young adult in a gym and letting them live their dream,
You're
that's
giving
fucking
them
everything.
structure, giving them a little structure like you had when you were younger.
Yeah. That's how real people of this sport are. The real people are like the top 0.05% of this sport. They're real. I mean, I met some of the most beautiful people that do what I do, and they ain't gonna tell you about it. We don't talk about what we do. We just do it because it, it's what's right. I mean, how can I take from something and not get back to it? It's like that old expression, people would drink from your cup, but are they willing to fill it? You know, fuck, I'm willing to fill your cup 10 times more than I drink from it. And it's not because I want a thank you. It's not because I want something from it. It's because who I am. It's because like Ron Geyer, Joe Daddy Stevenson, John Frank, Chris Lieben, you know, you know, we do it because it's who we are. We don't want no gratitude or recognition for it. We just want to see people succeed. See, we truly are all that type of brother. Like, let's say me and you went for the same job and you got that job. I would really, when I patted you on the back, told you congratulations, I really mean it. But don't think that for 1 second that I'm not saying, hey man, I'm gonna bust my ass for the next year. And when that job come open again, I'm gonna get it. But see, I don't look at it as I'm mad at you. I look at you inspired me. You inspired me because you got it. So, you know what? You taught me a lesson. Put that much more effort into it. Put that much more time into it.
A lot of
And
people are
you'll get
envious.
it.
It's a lot of envy out there, and
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's
Trust me. I you know what? I've lived it from day one, and I'm gonna live it to the day I die.
Mhm.
So, my wife said, wear your ring with pride. Talk about your accolade, but it's not me. But I could, but you can't end ignorance with ignorance. You know, you can't show people to create change without being that change. You
Yeah, like
know,
when people come in a negative light towards me, I don't I don't I don't project that same energy because I don't have that type of energy in me anymore, man. It's just not who I am. I'm in a different I'm in a different I don't know how you say it, like a different realm of my life. It's a whole different section.
different chapter, bro.
Yeah, it's just it feels different. It's just like I'm living life now
Well,
instead of just
you're growing up. You're
yeah.
growing up. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Most man, people you probably even know ain't even gonna tell you this, man, because they don't want you to know about life. Well, what I thought at 30, I didn't think at 40. What I thought at 50, I didn't think at 40. What I think at 60, I went, man, I fucked up 20, 30 years of my life trying to And you know what? If I could go back and take away some of the bullshit that I created or the attitude that I had with people when it wasn't necessary, I would. But you know what? Then I wouldn't be the same man I am today. See, I'm the type of man that will admit publicly when I fuck up. I'm a man that will apologize publicly. I'll do it on my show. I'll do it wherever. Because a real man gonna stand up and own his faults and mistakes. But where you're at, it's a good place because you're learning. Life, it ain't never gonna stay the same. From the point where you're at now, you can either take what life gives you and grow from it, or you could fuck up. See, it's on you, man. See, because like my grandfather taught me, the world ain't gonna stop for you. And ain't nobody owe stack shit. So if you want to be something and you want to do something with your life, get up off your motherfucking ass and do it.
No
And
one's
don't
gonna
expect,
hand me the shit like, hey,
hell no.
we're here for your here's your opportunity. Get the fuck out of here. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, man, it's not. And you know what? Would I be this most candid on any other interview? Nah, man. But like I said, my boy Randy and me, we thick. And people could talk shit about Randy for his memes. But bro, no, but let me see this. You laugh, but let me break it down for you this way. Because what you just did is what society does. You're judging that man for his cover. You know, crack that book open of Randy Marshall. And
Yeah,
bro, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised what the hell you find.
I've been talking to Rand. He's a great guy, man. And but them memes are just so fucking funny. Like literally, like I'll open my
Oh,
phone
dude.
and I will bust out laughing, like in church. Like,
Bro, I was his boss at Jackson Wink, and I get the president of the gym of the corporation calling me, say, bro, you got to tell Randy he got to clean up his shit. And I'm like, he did. And he said, nah, bro, that ain't cleaning up nothing. And so I felt bad because I had to have Randy go in. And you know what? It's like, finally, I just told Randy, just, you know what? Just do you. If they don't like it, and they you know, I love Randy because, man, he's part of Kung Lee's career, part of Dan the Beast Severn's career. Man, who else did he? Man, I can't even go on, man. It's like I wouldn't even know Leland Chapman if it wasn't for Randy Marshall. I mean, and I mean Dan the Beast Severn, Kung Lee. I mean, you name it.
he's got me tons of guests. Tim Freed, you, fucking there's tons of people. Like it's insane, and the quality is just like I'm just like wow, like it's insane, man.
Bro, and it's like I said, I watched that dude come up, man. I'm glad people are starting to see the good in him, but see, that's not to be rough on you, bro, but see, society does that though, bro. They're just like they look at the cover, they don't open the book. And see, I was one of them individuals. I saw Randy's potential right off the get, and we've been dogs ever since. That's my road dog, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at, you know, on certain levels if it wasn't for Randy Marshall. See, that's the problem. Another problem with life, like I'm telling you, is people don't give people credit. See, like when Randy's gotten me guests on my show, I'm the first one to say that, hey, you know what, I want to thank my brother Randy Marshall for creating this.
Yeah.
You know, and people, I don't know, man. See, I just look at myself as I'm Don. I don't look at myself as I'm a legend or I'm special or I'm different or I deserve credit. I'm the type of dude that goes to people's Facebook pages and go, why in the fuck ain't that guy any likes? And I got hundreds. So I'll just start going to random people's pages and liking shit. You know,
And they're probably like, yo, Don just liked my shit. They're all circling it. You know, but that's how people look though to people who are in the public perception. You were with the UFC and the Muay Thai and the boxing from the beginning. I mean,
I was here before the UFC.
Before that even was created. Like,
yeah. But see, I started in boxing, like I said, and you know, boxing was only a show a month, maybe 2 shows if you're lucky. I had a family to feed, bro. So like when Pride and Glory, the UK Domination Series, the WEC, and all these other stuff, No Holds Barred, you know, back in them days, and tough man competitions, I I started getting opportunities to do those. That's really the only reason I kind of transitioned over from boxing to MMA. There was more, you know, and it wasn't really the UFC. It really wasn't even MMA. It was tough man contest and no holds barred, and sometimes some smokers or underground fights or whatever. And
just the boxing wasn't going to do it for you, right? It was just
it
not enough.
wasn't gonna feed my family. I mean, it would always do enough for my heart because, I mean, I'm a boxing fan. I mean, but you know, when you got a family to feed, you do what you got to do. And compared to shooting 1 show a month, you're shooting, you know, 4 or 5 shows a month. Yeah, I was gone 40 weeks at a time, and my wife will fuck with me now and then. And go, hey, remember Anthony's 8th birthday when he did it? Oh, wait a minute, you weren't there. And it's like, ouch, you know. But
yeah,
you know, me and Mike Goldberg talked about this the other night on our show. But we did what was best for our families. You know, my wife jokes with me, but we put food on the table. Our families knew that we did this to put food on the table. But I could have walked away from this sport years ago when I first got inducted into the Hall of Fame and been perfectly content. But to go back to what you asked me earlier, it's giving opportunities to the others. And 9 times out of 10, it's people that I don't even know. But just knowing that I'm changing somebody's life makes all the difference in the world to my legacy. And that's what I want to be remembered for. Not for this, not for my Emmys, not for my ESPYs, not for anything. I want to be remembered for giving other people opportunities to see where they could go in life and let them know that others believe about them. That's all I ever want.
I think it's commendable, man. Like, I go back and I volunteer at the homeless outreach program in my town because I was homeless. I was on the streets and then out of prison for a long time, and it wasn't going to stop until I had enough of it, you know, until I really it took a long time to get where I am now, but it was worth it, man. And I'm just trying to give back, and any opportunity I can give to anyone else out there, I would do that. A question I want to ask you is, you manage a lot of fighters, right? You set up the fights. What's some of the stuff that you do behind the scenes that people don't necessarily see? Because I'm sure that they're like, what does he mean? He does this and that. So you manage fighters. People would think, okay, he calls up, he gets this guy to fight this guy. That's it. You manage the fighter. But that's not the case. Do you want to explain maybe what goes into that process?
Oh, well, I mean, man, now see, now you're gonna make me jump to a different chapter of my life, bro. Because there's this side of Don, and then there's the business side, and I'm a straight dick when it comes to the business side. I mean, I'm black and white. There's no in between. You know, so not only do I have to correlate with promotions that want my fighters, but I have to negotiate their contracts. I have to make sure my fighters all have their medicals, everything, you know, the standard, whatever. But I take it a step further. You know, I deal with my fighters' coaches, their trainers. I work with other gyms to get them, you know, get them here, get them trained, and then we get them opportunities in different promotions. And, you know, there's so much that, like I deal with Koen Oyama from Team Oyama a lot, especially after I left Jackson Wink, and Joe Mack and me are partners in, God, I can't even, you're going to have to clip this part, bro. Rock Solid Management. And, you know, like I said, the only problem with the way things have been lately on that is because I had to have so many surgeries on my leg back to back to back to back. Things have been kind of slow on the bare knuckle side, but I mean, you know, I have to make sure that they get all their videos. I have to make sure it's not just saying I manage somebody. You basically become their caregiver.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you help them get to the events, right? You help them get to their training. You help them, like if they have a problem or they have, like I'm sure there's a lot of different scenarios that you've been through over the years.
yeah, there is, and you know, I mean, I've only fired a couple fighters from me managing them. One was Marcus Sursa, a young man that was up for a $400,000 Bellator contract, and he had posted right before, about a week before, maybe a week, 10 days before April Fool's, of a picture of an ear that was half ripped off. So I called him. I said, "Bruh," I said, "please tell me that." And he said, "No, it ain't my ear. It's a joke." All right. Well, the next thing I know, I got promoters. I got other people, matchmakers calling me, you know, pissed off because they think he's injured. And because he's supposed to fight like the first week of April. And so they demanded that he take it down. So I called him up. I said, "Bro, you know, a lot of people aren't liking that. You need to take." He said, "Man, I ain't taking that down." I said, "Well, you know what? I'm not going to manage you then either." And I walked away from managing them because it's like, I'm only as good as my name.
It's good,
And
give and take, right? It's like a
yeah,
give and take relationship. You can't just be one sided. It just doesn't work.
well, you know, people think management's fun, you know, but you look at Iridium, you look at other management companies, they're corporations. And at the end of the day, whether you're a corporation or you're someone just like me, it's a full-time, and I hate to put it this way, but the best way I could say it for people who don't manage fighters is a full-time babysitting job. It really is, bro. I mean, I got some fighters that I never hear from. I get their contracts. If I don't like the dollar amount on it, I call the matchmaker up. We duke it out over that. I send the contract back to my fighter. He signs it. I get his corner. Goes and does his thing. You know, and that's the way it should be, like a well-oiled machine. But it doesn't always happen that way, bro. You got your little drama queens. You got your people that need you to hold their hand. And you know, this is my third run at managing fighters, and I'm not playing that game this time around. You know, the quality and the core of fighters that I have comes from, you know, Australia to Auckland, New Zealand, to South Africa, to Bali, to India. You know, I'm working on getting a few Samoan fighters right now and Mongolian fighters. And you know, I have a lot of fighters in the UK. You know, it pretty much manages himself, except for, you know, the occasional have to get in the promoter's ass. But, you know, I just fired a fighter recently. She flew all the way out to Team Oyama from Auckland, New Zealand. And 3 days before the fight, for the second time in a row, she pulled out on us. And mysteriously, she had a gash above her eye that nobody can say where it came from, but they wanted me to call the promoter and lie and say that the reason she's pulling out was because she was injured.